somebody better slow down number 3 or they're in trouble.
Yeah, Terrence Jones has been a man for Kentucky, and you're exactly right about South Carolina's chances in this ball game. Bruce Ellington only played 8 minutes in the first half. A year ago, it was Devin Downey that took down Kentucky. But Terrence Jones has been alert. He's been active. He's been tough. He's been scoring inside. Coming into today's ball game, Kentucky, Brad, had taken more three-point attempts than free throw attempts overall. In this game right now, Kentucky 14 free throw attempts, only 6 three-point attempts, mainly because of the play of Terrence Jones and him just out-muscling people around the rim.
Terrence right in front of us will inbound the ball to start the second half. Kentucky shot 50% in the first half. That's their best first half performance from the field so far this year. But when you got 16 points in the paint and 10 of those points are off dunks, that'll improve your field goal percentage a million times over. Opening miss rebounded by Lakeem Jackson.
Both teams offensively rebounded well in the first half. Kentucky got 54% of their misses. South Carolina got 41%. Anything over 30 is good.
So here's Bruce Ellington at the points. So vital to this South Carolina offense. And you saw that in the first half. Not enough creativity that he brings to the table. Not that Eric Smith didn't play well, but Smith picked up 2 fouls as well. Ellington around a pick. Missed a 3. And it'll be Jones on the rebound. Bruce Ellington doesn't want to do now is pick up a cheap 3rd foul here in the opening 3 or 4 minutes.
If I'm Brandon Knight, I might test him a little bit, knowing that he can't afford to reach. Try a blow by right here.
He gets it out to Jones, who'll take a 3. That rims out, but Harrelson keeps it alive. Another offensive rebound for Kentucky and another one for big number 55.
You see him get both paws on that basketball.
He doesn't move down there, does he?
No, and he doesn't jump very high. He just had to use his width and his strength and 2 hands to get it.
Liggins kicks it out to Jones. And now Jones with a half hook. Muldrow will pull down the rebound. Muldrow with 6 rebounds so far in the ball game. Nice turn and look by DeMontre Harris. So at least momentarily back to a single-digit Kentucky lead. Liggins holds it out at the point, waits for Knight to come around the baseline, and now there is the bump.
Yeah.
Exactly what we talked about a minute ago.
I like what Brandon Knight did, and more importantly, I like what Coach Calipari did. Knowing that Ellington had 2 fouls, he isolates Brandon Knight on the bottom side of the floor and lets him go one-on-one. That's a big play in this game.
And that's Miller, and he's fouled and 1. And that was Richardson that fouled him.
Kentucky having success driving the ball to the nail. Driving the ball to the nail. Look at Miller, takes it right almost across the nail where you line up your toe for a free throw. And that's Kentucky's offense when they go to the dribble drive. The more touches they can get at the nail, the better they are.
Their biggest lead was 26-15, an 11-point cushion, and they've got it again. Darius Miller with a 3-point play. Who's going to come to the plate for South Carolina offensively? Maybe it's Muldrow. Way off the mark on a 3. And the Wildcats push it up court. Now they've got Jackson on Brandon Knight to try to keep Ellington from getting another foul, but he's got a mismatch of his own right now against Liggins. Harrelson on the baseline. And Muldrow, another rebound. Richardson, long 3. And still too long.
Boy, bad shot for a kid that is not in his groove. Shooting the ball in the last 3 or 4 ball games. A quick shot.
He's going to find himself a quick exit to the bench, too, the next time we have a stoppage in play.
Ellington is really strapped right now as a defender and as an offensive player playing with foul trouble on that floor.
Jackson, tough rebound. Now he's going to try to take it coast to coast, and does. Good job by Lakeem Jackson. That's his first basket.
I thought South Carolina almost interfered with that basket when the ball was above the rim there as well, though.
Kentucky by 9. That one a little bit short. Jones got a good look from the elbow, but couldn't knock it down. And Jackson will try to make back-to-back baskets. And he gets hooked in and tied up with Darius Miller.
Well, Lakeem Jackson is a guy that, again, he just forces himself into the game, Brad, by being the toughest guy on the floor. And that's an awkward-looking shot. He's off balance, but he just has a big old Valentine that he plays with. And as a result, he gets you about 10 points a game and 6 or 7 boards a game.
He's not a good free throw shooter. Last year, you can't even say below average. 27% last year. It's up to 48 right now. And you and I both kind of look at Lakeem the Dream and wondering how sometimes he gets those 10 points a game because he can't shoot very well, but he hustles and he works hard. And he missed both free throws.
Well, I tell you what he is. He's a 6'5", 4-man that relies on taking the ball to the paint. If he can do that, he's hard to handle.
Knight around Ellington. Ellington had to give him up, but he got the pass outside anyway and kept alive by Liggins. Boy, the offensive glass, Kentucky has really done a nice job either crashing the boards to get those or being in the right place at the right time. Knight scores again. 13 for Brandon Knight. And it goes back to an 11-point advantage. Galloway, he hasn't been able to find an outside shot tonight either. Cook trying to go over Harrelson, and he just kind of lost the ball. Jackson in close. Battle for the rebound won by Liggins. And Kentucky comes down with its biggest lead 5 minutes into the second half.
With Ellington in foul trouble, South Carolina throws a zone at Kentucky, and that's not easy to do.
Darius Miller having a good ball game.
It's not easy to zone Kentucky, Brad, because you have to respect the three-point ability, and when you do, gap attacks are there. Miller just made him pay with a gap attack.
Well, it's going to take a South Carolina run somewhere in the second half to make this thing close, because Kentucky's outplaying them, out-hustling to the basketball, and they've got this guy in foul trouble, which isn't a good thing. And now Cook throws it away, and Knight's going to try to go one-on-one with Galloway to the rack, but he leaves it for his trail man, and it's Terrence Jones. And South Carolina's got to take a timeout. Things are starting to slip away on their home floor. Terrence Jones, one of 3 Wildcats in double figures right now, as his man Brandon Knight knew where he was at the right time for his 12 points of the game. And now here comes maybe a little bit of pressure from South Carolina.
I think it'll be real hot pressure. And that's their only chance in this game, to start heating up that ball, try to get some turnovers, try to wear down Brandon Knight, get him sped up.
Knight goes all the way into the lane, and he banged his knee, I think, against somebody defensively for South Carolina. And he is going to hobble to the bench. He's got a sleeve on that left knee already. He drove in the lane and then kicked it out to the corner for the shot attempts. Let's take another look. You're going to see a collision. Look like knee to knee.
Yeah, knee on knee.
Miller with a floater. He's playing very well.
If you're Carolina, you're trying to make a comeback, and you allow a guy on one pass to take it from 20 feet away to get a clean 2-point look.
And now Jones and Lamb run together, and Lamb with a lay-in.
They're not back out of control, but watch the 2 mistakes made. Look at Galloway up top, Brad. I mean, he's just on a Sunday stroll right here. You got to come down with a purpose. If he comes down with effort and he gets in defensive position, he's there to delete the drive of Darius Miller.
Spotted out of there by Liggins. Not sure where he was heading with that one either.
Kentucky's just the stronger team in this ball game in a lot of areas. Mentally stronger, competitive, they've been stronger.
And in that case, physically stronger than Richardson, who's very slightly built. Midway point of the second half. And Kentucky cruising right now by 18. 9 on the shot clock. Liggins going to try to take Ellington into the paint.
South Carolina hopes to be a major player in the East. They have to win at home.
Nice hustle by Galloway. And now even better hustle by Jackson, who got it to Galloway. And the ball knocked out of bounds by Darius Miller. So they forced a turnover. Lamb gave up the shot. Again, they'll pull it out. Ten on the shot clock. Knight against Galloway. Rejected but fouled. The penetration he was looking for, but he just can't finish around the rim. Wide open look for Liggins.
Didn't need it. Didn't need the shot
all year. Trying to force Brandon Knight to his left defensively here, and he does, but he goes all the way around the pick and lays it in.
The half-court defense.
They run it Brandon Knight. He gives it up to Miller. He draws a crowd, and now Liggins will pull it out. We've got 1 minute left in regulation.
Well, good spacing by Kentucky, getting off of each other. Look at this. South Carolina's not guarding, they're chasing. You can't draw it up any better than what Kentucky has done on this possession.
Jones was wide open underneath, and they didn't get it to him. And I mean nobody on him. And finally the foul comes with 50.7.
Brad, you won't see Ohio State comes to mind, an older veteran team. You won't see them have a better possession with the game on the line than what Kentucky just did. They kept the ball moving. They kept South Carolina chasing. They stayed off of each other. They were strong on time, on target with their passes.
Deron Lamb will step to the free throw line. This is a freshman on the road in the SEC, and a pressure cooker now. He missed his last one, but he's hit 3 of 4.
I go back to that shaved Chihuahua thing. You can't be shaken right now if you're Deron Lamb. Step up.
Ooh. He sort of talked that one in. Still a 2-possession game. This is the big one right here. .51 seconds remaining. Got them both. 2 of the SEC East as they will go to 15-4, and likewise 3-2 in the Eastern Division of the Southeastern Conference with a 67-58 win. Brandon Knight led the way as 3 Kentucky Wildcats were in double figures, led by Brandon Knight with 23. Final score, Kentucky 67, South Carolina 58. That's going to do it for us. For Jimmy Dykes and our entire ESPN crew, Brad Nessler saying so long from Columbia, South Carolina.